Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest mock draft video. Today, I'm going to break down the Dallas Cowboys and what they're going to do with the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, if you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell. That way, you're notified every time I release a new video. Currently, I'm releasing a new draft video every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. Plus, I go live Friday night, 7 p.m. here on YouTube. So listen, if you want to go ahead and you want to talk about the NFL draft, you want to talk about Dallas Cowboys, or you want to talk about your favorite NFL team, join the show. It's tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hey, now let's talk about those Cowboys. Let's bring up the big news. Dak Prescott finally got his big contract. And he finally looks like he's going to be a Cowboy for the next several years. Lael Collins, Zach Martin, and Tyron Smith ended up restructuring their contracts. The article just came out as you're reading this yesterday on the NFL Network. They're going to save, it looks like, $18.975 million in contract money this year, which was in turn used, for Dak Prescott. Now, this means for the draft is that you could probably rule out quarterback and offensive line here at 10. Now, one of the best moves the Cowboys made this offseason was hiring Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator. This guy was the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks when they had their Legion of Boom defense. And his cover 3 scheme that he runs is very similar to the Tampa 2 scheme the Cowboys ran for a long time. And both the cover 3 and the Tampa 2 scheme is completely different than what Mike Nolan wanted to do when he was fired last year as the Cowboys defensive coordinator. I really thought it was a bad hire by McCarthy bringing in Mike Nolan, because what he wants to do and what the Cowboys personnel is set up for are two separate and different things. But just bringing in Dan Quinn, who has the personnel ready to run his system, except for just 1 or 2 players, and you can address that in the draft. See, my feeling is that Dallas is going to go heavy on defense in this draft, but maybe not at 10. In this mock draft, Trey Lance is available. I would strongly suggest, if the draft goes like I have it, that the Chicago Bears at 20 would be a prime candidate to go ahead and trade up in this draft with Dallas. Now, there are no mock trades in this draft, but if Dallas does go from 10 to 20, I think a player I would focus on would be Trevon Moehrig, right in Dallas's backyard. He played college football there at TCU. This is a player Dallas knows very well. This is universally considered the best safety in the draft. Now, this is a day 1 starter. This is a plug-and-play guy. However, most mock drafts don't even have him going in round 1, so to go ahead and take this guy at 10 is a massive reach. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas does trade down, especially in the bottom third of the draft, or 20. It wouldn't be surprised if this is the pick. Now, Jeremiah Owasso-Caramora, JOK, one of my favorite players in the draft. This is a player you may want to consider to take over a Cam Chancellor type as a hybrid safety linebacker. Now, 10 is a good value for JOK. I think that somewhere around 10 is where he's going to end up drafted. But I'm not sure Dallas really takes him, because if Dallas takes him, you gotta be comfortable with him enough in pass coverage and doing something that, even though he was pass coverage a linebacker, it's completely different to be a safety in the NFL. The speed that he will have to cover, the speed he'll have to cover the NFL wide receivers is a lot different than the speed you need to cover tight ends in college. So I don't know if he has that skill set, but if Dallas feels that he can do, if he has enough speed and versatility to play a hybrid role, this might be an excellent pick. And they'll just put him on the field. Hey, listen, you're a safety, but in obvious run situations, he stays in the box. Obvious pass situations, they back him up. In the cover 3 defense, you can get very creative with this player. if you do draft him, I don't think he's a pure linebacker. He's not going to take over for LVE or Jalen Smith. He's going to be something completely different, and that's something that you'll have to accept if you go ahead and you draft JOK at 10. Another possibility is Christian Barmore. Again, I think that if they traded down to 20, Christian Barmore would be a guy that you would want to consider. I mean, this is a guy, he's got a lot of size. He can move around. He'd be perfect for this defense. It's just, again, picking him at 10 is a massive reach. But Dallas did give up 2,541 rushing yards, 20 rush touchdowns at 5 yards a carry. These are terrible numbers. So even if Dallas does stay at 10, it's not inconceivable for them to reach for a player who will help fix their defense this year. Before I reveal my selection, I want to let you know that I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be extremely creative in this year's draft. They added 4 compensatory picks to this draft, which is most in the NFL, giving them 10 total. So I think there's a very good chance that they could trade back into round 1 or get a second pick in round 2, or maybe trade back into rounds 1 and 2. Maybe they could trade down in round 1 and still trade back to get into round 1. Bottom line, if you're a Cowboys fan and you're a draft fan, this is going to be a fantastic draft because I think the Cowboys are going to move around quite a bit in this draft. So if you're a Cowboys fan and you like to draft, don't blink, because I think the Cowboys are going to make a lot of moves. And I also think that they are going to target Trayvon Moehrig. I don't have that as my selection at 10, but it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being a Cowboy. So with the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Greg Rousseau, defensive end, U of Miami. Now, the Dan Quinn system basically revolves around a simple principle. Your front four gets pressure on the quarterback, so you need pass rushers. Now, this guy is only 20 when I'm making the video. He turns 21 in April. He'll be 21 draft day, so he is very young, very raw. He could still actually get bigger. The NFL Network lists him at 6'7", 265, so he could actually put on weight. I think eventually when you go to a NASCAR package, he'll play inside, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do that right away with him. I also think that he'll line up opposite DeMarcus Lawrence, and eventually he'll end up replacing DeMarcus Lawrence, who's one of my favorite players, but obviously is not going to play forever. I want to be clear that this is not a plug-and-play guy. This is not a guy who's your day one starter. This is a guy who's very raw, who's going to help out. And the faster he learns the system, the faster he adapts to the NFL speed and size, the better he's going to be. But this is a perfect Cowboys pick. Star power, star potential. It's that shiny object syndrome that Jerry Jones loves. So I think there's a very good possibility that this is going to be the pick here at 10. But hey, this is my opinion. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Did you like the pick? Did you boo me when I made the pick? So, hey, leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of the video. Plus, let me know what you think the Cowboys do with the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Monday is my video regarding the New York Giants and what they're going to do at pick number 11. However, tonight's Friday. You know what that means. Friday night, 7 p.m. Join the show. And hey, I will see you tonight